welcome back. Obviously, as you can see, it's dark outside. It's like midnight right now, 11:58. So I got off work today at like 2 something and drove all the way down here. I have an archery pronghorn hunt for southern Idaho. Obviously, most of your pronghorn are in southern Idaho and Idaho. So the season starts tomorrow, August 15th. I've never been down to this unit. I've never hunted pronghorn before, so I more or less just drove into the start of the unit, and first thing in the morning I'll just start driving, and there's a bunch of spots I've marked of water spots, and there's a couple glass spots too that I want to check out, but I'm just going to drive around and do a lot of glassing, see if I can't find some. They say they're not hard to find. It's getting close to them, especially with a bow. Obviously I have my bow. I've already passed. There's two other trucks in here already that I've seen. I haven't been very far into the unit. It's a fairly big unit, so there shouldn't be a ton of pressure on them. Obviously, nobody's hunted them yet. I'm sure there's been people out scouting, but we'll see. I got, sun comes up at 5:44, so shooting light's going to be, 5:14, something like that. So I'll get about 5 hours of sleep. I haven't decided exactly yet. There's a glassing knob right behind me I might go check out first thing in the morning, or I might just start cruising down this road, checking out more area. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't decided on it. I'll sleep on it and see what it looks like in the morning, I guess. Hopefully, but I have 2.5 days this weekend, and then next weekend I should have at least 2.5 days, hopefully more, potentially up to 4 days, something like that. And then I got other hunts starting, so I won't be able to make it down after that. So hopefully I'll be able to get one either this trip or next trip. But we'll see. I'll keep you updated if I see any. I'm sure I will. And hopefully I can go make some stalks. And I'm mostly just going to do spot and stalk. I might try to sit water if I can find a good spot that I don't have a blind. I didn't pick one up. I might pick one up before next weekend so I can sit water. We'll see how it goes. If I think it's more reasonable to sit water, I'll sit water. But if I think I can do it spot and stalk, which I'd prefer to do it spot and stalk, that's what I'll do. I'm not going to be that picky. Anything that's, semi not tiny, probably going to get shot if I can get close enough. So we'll see. There's a group of pronghorn about 800 yards this way. There's a big ravine in between, so I'm hoping I can get in that ravine, work my way up, and then just creep over the edge and get a shot. There's about 10 of them. I don't know if there's any bucks because I only could see them from about a mile away, but I was able to drive closer. So I kind of wrapped around so I was closer. Now I'm just going to drop into this ravine and work my way up towards them. They're kind of in between two pieces of private, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure they're on the public, dead center of what this public piece is. We'll see. I'll keep you updated if I can figure out exactly where they're at. But I've snuck into about 184 yards. They're just over, so if I drop back down, I can work up this edge. And it looks like they're going to feed into the canyon I'm in. So I'll probably go to 107, or not 170, if they're 184 yards, I'll go 150 yards or so. So I should have about a 30-yard shot once they enter, but I gotta get moving because there's definitely one decent buck in there. We'll see what happens, but hopefully it works out. I should be able to because there's this big rock wall. They're up on top of it working way this way, so they don't have a clue I'm here. The wind's right in my face, so hopefully it looks good. this way, and then I felt that wind on my back, and 2 of them definitely smelled me, and then they just took off, but they weren't that, like, freaked out, but maybe they'll just go calm down and I can go after them again in this next canyon over, but we'll see. Might just have to find a different group. That was close, though. Well, that's a wrap for today. I did end up seeing another 2, I think, groups. One real nice buck with like 3 or 4 does, but it was while I was driving right at the end of a road. Because usually if you can just drive past them, they're not too bad. If you just keep driving, you know, slow down, nothing. But these ones were like standing in the road I was on, and then they ran like 50 feet or 50 yards or so, and then the road ended right there. So I had to stop, turned around, and they just bailed. I did try to drive around. There was a road, you know, a mile or 2 up, but never turned them back up. Checked out some new country. Didn't see a ton, but I think what I'm going to do in the morning is go back to where I got close to those ones earlier today. There's only like 1 or 2 spots of water that are close to where they were at, so I'm hoping maybe I'll go, depending if it rains tonight. It might rain. There's a big storm that's supposed to come through. Some places supposed to get rain. We got like 6 drops on the windshield just a minute ago, but nothing really that's gonna have water everywhere. So if it rains very much tonight, I probably won't sit water, but if it rains, I might sit, or if it doesn't rain, I might try to sit water in the morning and then maybe go after them, because it's a big area that I don't think you can really drive into, just because most of the roads that go into there, all of through private, so you can't drive them. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to turn them up in the morning on my way in, and not necessarily sit water, but watch them, and if they start heading to water, just more or less get in front of them or go to the water, depending if there's good cover. But that's the plan at least, but we'll see what happens. I'm back out here where I was yesterday with those ones. There's a pronghorn buck about 200 yards in front of me, and he's kind of working towards the edge of this canyon, so I think if I hurry up and get into the canyon, he should feed right into me. I don't know if he's alone or not, but he's a pretty good buck, so we'll see. To like 60, but then I think he saw me. I was trying to get one little outcropping rock so I could, he was facing straight away. I thought I could get closer, but the wind's blowing straight at him. So, I mean, he snorted at me a couple times and ran a little bit, but he's more or less just walking away now. So I think I might be able to. Oh, he's running now. I don't know, he's just kind of, he doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know what to do. He's still like right there. But this creek kind of wraps So I did end up seeing that buck again at like 200 yards, but never got close enough. He's just kind of walking away the whole time, but I did pick up 4 more groups. There's one way that way. I only saw it was a doe right on ridge line, but at like 3.5 miles that way, so I'm not worried about that one. But there's 3 groups. There's one that I know is 2 bucks and a doe, one that has at least 3 does, but I couldn't see the whole group, and then one I saw earlier today was probably the 10 does and 1 buck from earlier, but I'm probably 200 yards away from those 3 does. They were bedded, and then like 350 yards, 400 yards down from them are the 2 bucks with a doe, but if I go after those, I have to bump these out just because how it is, or I'll see if I can get close enough to see if there's a buck in the group. I might just get close to where I can see him, because I think eventually they'll get up and feed, and how this runs, as long as they feed anywhere this direction, I can get in front of them. If they feed the other way, I have to loop all the way back around. It's kind of a pain, but hopefully this works out. Unfortunately, on that first buck I went after, I dropped my backpack too close to like 200 yards. Had all my water in it, and it's like a mile that way, so that kind of sucks. So we'll see. At least it's only like in the 70s, low 80s today, and I got some cloud cover, so keeps looking like it's gonna rain. I don't know if that will make them bed down. Maybe it'll be a little easier to stalk. We'll see. There was 3 bucks and a whole bunch of does at like 84 yards was the closest buck. Then the wind switched again. This wind's been awful. I mean, it was fine for half an hour, and then just decides to switch and blow right at them, and they just bailed. Yeah, they're gone for sure. So I'm gonna go check if there's still one up there, or some bedded up there. The other group that was up there. If not, I'm going back to the truck and get my backpack so I can get some water, because it's been 5 hours out here. I'm 3 miles from the truck right now, so I'll let you know if I see any more. Well, that's it for today. I just had those ones this morning that I got. That 1 buck I ended up 60 from, and then the other group I ended up like 80, 84 yards is what I ended up ranging it out to, but just wasn't able to get a shot with how it was, and then the wind switched, unfortunately. Hopefully tomorrow the wind's a lot better. I only have a half day tomorrow, so I'll probably only have, 5-6 hours. But I glassed up a whole bunch of them tonight in the same spot I was at this morning and yesterday. There was one group of probably like 30, then there was 2 bucks just separate, just cruising, and then a group of 4. I couldn't tell what that was, and the group of 30 because they were too far away. But the 2 bucks, they were, probably a mile apart, but just cruising country. So I don't know if they're starting to look for does. I know the rut's coming up, but it's a little early for that, I think, but I don't know, I could be wrong. The big group was, 3.5, 4 miles away, 3 miles away, something like that. But a 4-wheeler came, and there's a water spot with a blind that I thought was someone that lives back there, or the property owner or whatever it is. But when they left, I watched them leave, and they drove their 4-wheeler all the way out back. So I didn't think there was any roads or anything in there, but it jumped that big group. I don't know exactly where they went, but they ran this way, so hopefully they're a lot closer tomorrow. It'd be nice if I didn't have to walk, 3.5, 4 miles. But we'll see. I would have liked it. I tried one other spot this evening, and then this big storm roll in, and off in the distance I could see lightning and stuff and rain, so I didn't want to be out there and get caught in that storm, and now it's real windy. But would have been nice to get out there and try to find a pronghorn. If it didn't look like it was going to rain and thunder on me, I don't mind the wind, because at least it's consistent. This morning it's just back and forth, back and forth. That one group I walked like a 400-yard loop to get on either side of them like 3 times trying to get the wind right, and I just could not get the wind right, because every time I switched, the wind would change directions. Then I go back to the other side, it's blowing back towards them again. Then we're back. I'm like, okay, it's good. I got to 84 yards, and then that wind switched again. So not a lot I can do about that. Oh, yep, just saw more lightning off in the distance. So we'll hit her again tomorrow and see what happens. Hopefully I get one early so I don't have to be getting home too late. I gotta work tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday. So I'll be back here next week if it doesn't work out tomorrow. Hopefully, though. I did get the chance to shoot my bow. I was worried because these roads are rough over here, but I have a pretty good spot with how it holds it in the truck, so it doesn't really throw it around or anything, and the sight's not touching anything. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, I got one buck down here about 400 or 500 yards away, but he's going kind of up the drainage. It's right in front of me, so hopefully I can get in front of him. There's also a whole bunch of does up here on the private, straight up from this cut, so maybe he's gonna go up to those does, but he's just cruising up it, so we'll see what happens. Well, I ended up getting like 80, 90 yards from that buck, but when I came over, I thought he was walking up and down it, and he was facing straight towards me, so when I came up over glassing, the first thing I saw was his head, and he took off. So I have another group bedded, I don't know if they're bedded, they're on the backside of this little finger ridge, probably 400 yards in front of me. There's one left that needs to go over, and then I should be able to get fairly close, just because they're on the backside, but she's just right on the ridge. She's been there for just slowly walking for the last 30 minutes or so. So hopefully she goes over. She's been getting closer and closer to being over. I can just see the top half of her right now. Then I should be able to get fairly close, especially because I think they were working that way, towards the east when I last saw them. So hopefully I can get up there and they'll kind of work down that finger right into this drainage I'm in. But she definitely needs to go over. There's also a group of cows in between me and them, so hopefully when they jump, they don't jump towards them. They kind of just go sideways or just stay there and watch me, but we'll see. well, that's it for this trip. I ended up getting like 160 yards from those ones. After like 30-40 minutes, that one finally fed back over. But then another guy came down kind of from up and to the right and ended up busting him. And I circled around and got to like 120 from where they came through, but still just too far. But I gotta get headed home, so I'll be back out next weekend and hopefully I'll be able to get one then.